Do you need money to finance your dream, whether it's starting a nonprofit or starting a business? I'm going to share 5 ways you can make money on the side to help finance your dream. Let's get into it. Hey y'all, this is Tiffany with Boss on a Budget. I help people start their nonprofits, but also just give advice on the launch process of your business. And I wanted to share 5 ways to make money on the side, because this is the thing. You need money to start a business, and I talk a lot about nonprofits. And I definitely have videos that tell you how to raise money, tell you how to, ask people, build your initial budget. But sometimes in the very beginning, you may not be ready or have the capacity to do a full-fledged fundraiser. And you just want to know how to make money on the side so you can at least start the beginning process of your business. And the reality is, in the first year or so, you may need to have another income source to be able to support what you're trying to do to lift up your business or lift up your nonprofit. So I wanted to do a video to share 5 ways. This is just 5 ways of many ways that you can make money on the side to finance your dream. But you gotta watch to the end of the video, because I have a piece of advice, a formula that I use to determine whether or not doing anything that I suggest in this video is actually worth it for you. So make sure you watch to the end. So the first way you can make money is to capitalize on what a lot of people call the gig economy, or ways to make money within the gig economy. And I'm just lumping a bunch of them together. Most of these you've already heard of, but I had to mention them because they're the most obvious. So if you are a driver for Uber or a driver for Lyft, or you can do Instacart, where you're picking up purchases for people, or you're shopping for people, or things like TaskRabbit, where you're doing different tasks for people. So you're using an app that already has a structure built in, and you're getting business through that app. So the app is doing all the front work of identifying your customer and taking payment. You're just showing up to fulfill the task of whether that's driving somebody, that's getting their food, whatever. So if you need like a low impact way to make money, where you don't have to think, you don't have to do a lot of marketing, you don't have to engage a lot with the customer at first, then you can do one of those tasks as a way to make money. The second way you can make money on the side is through online surveys or through paid research. So there are different websites where you can take surveys from companies who are doing market research, or they're doing some kind of research for a project that they're working on, and they need to hear from the general public. Now, it could be that you also fit a particular target group that they're looking for, because a lot of times when you go to these websites, they may be looking for a particular person, and then the incentive is the payment that you'll get for taking the survey or participating in the research. So I'm going to lift up a couple of examples of websites that you can look into, but this doesn't require a lot of effort. It just requires you to make sure you're staying up on these opportunities and that you respond quickly. So a lot of times these opportunities go fast because other people are watching this and are trying to get the incentive money too. So you just need to make sure that if you're going to do this and you want to use this as a way to make substantial money, that you stay on top of this. So examples of some websites for surveys, for taking surveys, is Swagbucks or Survey Junkie. And if you want to do paid research, you can check out User Interview or Respondent.io. I'm listing all of these in the description box below for you to check out for yourself. And if you've had experience with any of these companies, I would love for you to share your insight and share how your experience has been. The third way is one of my favorite ways. It's by selling information that you know online, or becoming an information broker. So this could include a bunch of different things, but one of the easiest ways is to create digital products, things like ebooks, things like e-courses, on something that you know very well, and to sell it. And the reason why this is one of my favorite ways is because you can do something one time, you can create an ebook one time, but you can sell it over and over. Now, the thing to remember about this way of making money is that it does require effort in terms of marketing, in terms of having the software to create the products, and having software to actually sell and kind of be the face of what you're doing. You're going to need a website. You're going to need to understand how to upload, digital products to whatever system or service that you're using. So this one requires a little bit more effort, but once you put up the initial investment, it can reap for months and years to come. And this connects to what I'm going to say at the end of the video in terms of what you want to put into something in order to make money on the side. Now, you may be looking for something that's really quick and you don't want to have to put a lot of effort into. This may not be the one for you, but if you have something to share, if you have expertise in something, or you have knowledge about one particular thing that a lot of people don't know about, or you can go deep on an issue or talk all day about an issue, then having an online course or ebook or selling information might be a good side hustle for you. Number 4 is also one of my favorites. It's selling items that you already have or items that have been donated. So what I'm talking about is eBay or Poshmark. A lot of times when you're looking to make really quick money to start out, you can look around your house, see what you have of value, list it on eBay and sell it, right? I sell on eBay. I've sold on eBay before. It's a pretty simple, easy process. Now, once you start adding more and more products on eBay, you need to know a little bit more about the process. But once you get started, it's not that hard. And you just need to make sure that you have products that have actual value. Now, you don't want to put up products that, you would throw away or donate anyways. You have to think about the things that people would want to buy. And you can easily do that by looking at some videos on YouTube about how to sell on eBay, how to look for the items that you can get money for. But there's a lot of treasure sitting around in your house, in your family members' houses. Even if you go to thrift stores and things like that, there are things that you can scout out in those stores and then sell online if you want to make some money. And it doesn't take a lot to be able to get what you need to finance your business. So you might want to think about what you have in your closet. You might want to think about what's in your garage. And even on eBay, people buy toner and old toner. People buy parts to different pieces of electronics and things like that. So if you have old electronics and want to take them apart, you can sell the parts too. So there's just so many options for you. So that's something that you may want to think about. And then finally, you may want to freelance on Fiverr. So if you have a particular skill, like maybe doing design or maybe doing research or creating spreadsheets, or it could be something really, really minute. It could be transcribing a document, and you have like discrete tasks that you can do. You can list your services on sites like Fiverr. I'm going to spell it in the description box below, but it's Fiverr. And you can put your services on there, and people go on there looking for freelancers. They look for people who can do small tasks for them. Most times it's not on an ongoing basis. They're looking for people to do something that they just don't have the time to do. So if you can think about those, mundane tasks or the tasks that people typically don't have time to do, and put that on Fiverr, and then start building relationships with people so you can get your reviews up, you can make money on the side. And depending on the amount of effort you put in, you can make significant money doing that on the side. And if you have relationships with people and they begin to trust you, you may be able to do things on an ongoing basis for people here and there, just so you can make some extra money. I've contacted people to do phone calls for me. If I needed to call like a bunch of people, like a list of about 30 people, I have contracted for people to do those calls for me on my behalf. It could be something just that simple, and you can make quick money, especially if you need money for fees, for setting up your business, or things like that. You may want to consider websites like Fiverr or Upwork, and again, I'll put those in the description box below. So I promise to give a piece of advice at the end, because I've done a lot of different side hustles and tried a lot of different things. And the one thing that I've learned after doing all these things is that I have to make sure that the investment is worth what I'm getting out of it. So the first thing I do is think about, what is the outcome that I want? What is the goal that I have? How much money do I want to make from this thing, right? Is it $500 a month? Is it $1,500 a month? And then I think about, what are the things that I have already that can help me get to that goal? And I think about, what's the amount of time I have to put in? What's the amount of money that I have to put in, and how much do I need to learn or scale up to learn in order to execute? And a mix of that will help me figure out if whatever I'm doing is right for that time. And I have to learn this along the way, because I've dibbled and dabbled in all kinds of things just because I'm interested in doing a lot of different things and learning about how different services work. But if you want to make sure you have consistent money, you need to make sure you're clear on the goal. What's your money goal or your revenue goal? And then what is the amount of time, effort, money, knowledge building that you want to put in to make sure you get to that goal. So some of these things have different levels based on those things. So maybe less money to get started, but you have to learn more in order to scale up to be able to execute whatever you're trying to do. So it just depends. So that's what I would consider. I would think about what you're putting in and what you plan to get out of it before you pursue anything, because the point of this is not to build a side hustle into an empire. You want to use this to finance the building of a business or finance the building of your nonprofit. And I wanted to offer some ways and some alternatives for you to do that. Now, if you want to get money for your business, if you're trying to get started and you need help getting grants and you need help for ideas for getting business funding for your dream, I am starting a new service. We'll be sharing more information in the coming weeks, but if you want to sign up for my waiting list to hear more about it, then you can click the link below in the description box. And if you know you want to start a nonprofit, you can also visit me at bossonabudget.com because I have a bunch of resources to help you get started. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.